we've got another book here, all ready for building, but, you're probably too tired.
We're not too tired. We'll build it.
Give us a book to build. Any book.
Yeah, Bittles build books best.
Here we go, one book straight through. Today's story is simply ridiculous. Retold by Virginia Davis and illustrated by Russ Wilms.
We're busy building a great book with lots of great words. Great words like this one. It's a big new word.
Grump has letter for word.
Hey, that's the first letter for the big new word. It's the letter R. The big new word is ridiculous. Ridiculous. The only trouble is, I don't know what ridiculous means.
Ridiculous.
Oh, wait,
means
Marco,
that...
don't tell me. I have to figure this out for myself.
Are you sure you don't want my help?
What kind of biddle would I be if I can't figure out what a word means?
Looks like Kama's got his work cut out for him. Let's see how Lolly's doing with the pictures.
The pictures today are really silly. Look at the skinny man and the big fat cow. That's a silly picture if I ever saw one. There are lots more silly pictures to come. I'll pop in and show them to you. Keep your eyes open.
We will, Lolly. Looks like this book is ready to go. Stand by. Let's turn the page. Simply ridiculous.
In a village far, far away, there lived a young man who was sometimes a little silly. One day, his wife came to him and said, "Willie, we're going to have a child." "Oh, wife," Willie cried happily, "what kind of child will we have?" "Well, husband, I don't know," she replied. "You don't know?" grumbled Willie. He thought for a time and said, "But I want to know now. I will go to see the wise old man. He will tell me." So Willie took a cow as a gift and went up the hills to the mountain of the wise old man.
I told you the pictures were silly. There's so much to see. Look at this big fat cow. And look at skinny little Willie. He has to drag that cow all the way up here. This story just keeps getting sillier and sillier. Keep watching.
The old man saw him coming and called out, "Have you come to partake of my wisdom?" "Yes," said Willie, "I need your help." "Well, come in, sit down, and tell me your troubles." So Willie did. He told how he had grown to be a young man and had fallen in love and married. Now he was to be a father, but his wife could not tell him what kind of child they would have, and he had come to the wise old man to find out. The old man smiled. "I think I can help," he said. He took a jar of beans and sprinkled them on the ground. Then, for a long time, he stared deeply into the beans. He said quietly.
What Kama doing?
Oh, I'm thinking about this silly word, ridiculous. I've just got to figure out what it means.
Well, Grump thinks you need wise old man too. Grump wise.
Grump, wise means that you're smart and can figure out the answer to questions.
What? Grump wise. Ask Grump question.
Okay, why is the sky blue? You'll never get this one. See, Grump, I need someone wise to help me, and you're just not that way.
Sky blue because purple sky would look silly.
Hey, I never thought of that before. That's pretty smart. You are wise.
Oh, Grump head hurts.
Maybe you can help me. All right, then. We'll think about the word ridiculous, and you get back to the story. Willie was visiting the wise old man, and...
echoed Willie. "Ooh," he said sagely. "Ooh," echoed Willie. "Ah," he said loudly. "Ah," echoed Willie. Finally, the old man said, "Come closer, and I will tell you what kind of child you will have." Willie moved closer. The old man looked at him kindly and declared, "You will have either a girl or a boy." Willie was elated, and he rushed home to tell his wife.
Hey, wait a minute! That was kind of a silly answer, but look at Willie. He sure looks happy. I guess the answer was good enough for him. I can't wait to see what happens.
After a time, the child was born, and it was indeed a boy. Willie and his wife were overjoyed. "How wise the old man was," said Willie. "Now we must give our son a very special name." But each time Willie thought of a name, it wasn't quite right. And each time his wife suggested a name, it wasn't quite right either. "I know what I must do," said Willie one day. "I must go again to see the wise old man. He will tell us the name of our child." So once more, Willie took a cow and went up the hills to the mountain of the wise old man.
I'm waiting for Grump to tell me what the word ridiculous means.
Aha!
Oh, you have an answer, wise old Grump?
Willie bring wise old man cow for answer. Wise old Grump need pudding.
Pudding?
Pudding! What? No. Do not make wise old Grump angry.
Oh, okay. I need to know what ridiculous means. I'll get your pudding. Now, where would I find pudding? You listen to the story. I'll be right back.
Grump get pudding.
"Ah," the old man greeted him. "Have you come to partake further of my wisdom?" "Yes," said Willie. "I need your help now more than ever." "Well, come in, sit down, and tell me your troubles." "My wife," said Willie, "had our child. And it was, just as you told us, a boy. We decided that for our son there must be a very special name. But we have thought and cannot find the name. So I have come to you, hoping you will know the name of our child." The old man nodded and said, "Yes, I think I can help you." Again he took a jar of beans, sprinkled them on the ground, and stared deeply into them.
Did you see this? Over here! Look at Willie and the big fat cow. She's riding on Willie's back. The cow is riding piggyback. How that's silly!
He said quietly. Echoed Willie. "Ooh," he said sagely. "Oh," echoed Willie. "Ah," he said loudly. "Ah," echoed Willie. At last the old man said, "Come closer and hold out your hand." Willie moved forward with his hand outstretched, and the old man whispered the name into his palm. Closing his hand quickly to protect the name, Willie called out his thanks and raced home to tell his wife. He ran down the mountain and over the hills.
Come. What happened? The words have stopped coming.
Oh, sorry, Rocco. I'm trying to find out what the word ridiculous means. And the wise old Grump is going to tell me. But first, he needs pudding. Gotta go.
Hey, what happened to the story?
Oh, I had to get some pudding for the wise old Grump. Then he'll tell me what ridiculous means.
Grump? Pudding? That's no way to find out.
Molly's right, Comet. Why don't you just let me tell you what ridiculous means and all this silliness will be over?
No, I want to do it myself.
The whole idea's kind of silly if you ask me.
Well, I didn't ask you, and it's not silly. You'll see. I just got a little sidetracked, that's all. I'll get the word started again, and I'll find out what ridiculous means. Gotta go.
Think he'll find the answer he's looking for, Rocco?
I think so, Lolly, but maybe not the way he expected. Now, let's see, where were we? Ah, yes. Willie was rushing back from the wise old man carrying his little boy's name in his hand.
Suddenly, in the fields on the edge of his village, he tripped on some stubble of corn. He fell, his hand came open, and the special name was gone. Willie looked desperately at the ground. He could see nothing but corn stubble. Now how could he name his son? He rushed to the village and gathered the strongest men to help him. Back in the field, they all dropped to their knees to search for the name, hoping they would know it when they saw it.
Okay, I made the pudding. Now it's time for you to give me the answer, wise old grump. What is ridiculous?
Ridiculous is silly.
Oh, no, it's not silly. Come on, Grump. I need the answer. What is ridiculous?
Ridiculous is funny, unusual, different, strange.
Well, I agree with you. Ridiculous is funny and unusual and different and strange. But I need to know, what is ridiculous?
You run around. You won't ask for help. You make pudding for Grump. You want to know what is ridiculous?
Yes, please. What is ridiculous?
You ridiculous. Grump get pudding.
Oh, this is awful. I still don't know what ridiculous is. This has been one silly, strange, funny, unusual, ridiculous day! That's it! I did it! I got my answer! I'm so smart! Oh, here comes the end of this ridiculous story. I can hardly wait!
As they were looking, an old woman came along. She peered at the strange scene and called out, "What is happening here?" Willie rushed over. "Oh, old woman," he cried, "this has been the worst day of my life." And he told her everything, how he had grown to be a young man, had fallen in love and married, had visited the wise old man to learn the name of his son, and had fallen and lost the name. "Oh my," said the old woman, "that is quite a story." "Yes," said Willie, "and now I'll never know my son's name." "Why," said the old woman, shaking her head, "it's simply ridiculous." "It is?" exclaimed Willie, and he rushed home to tell his wife that even though he had lost their son's name on the way home, the old woman had known it. And so, Willie and his wife named their son Simply Ridiculous.
The end.
I told you I could do it. I found out what ridiculous means. I am the best Biddle word builder ever.
Oh, but Kama, you went to so much trouble. And the Grump tricked you into making that pudding.
Tricked?
Well, all you had to do was ask.
Maybe, but I found out all by myself instead. What's so funny?
Well, I just thought of something else that ridiculous means.
Huh?
Come on, ridiculous.
What do you mean? I'm Kama.
Well, it's quitting time. All in all, another great day here in the Biddle Book Factory.
Thanks for coming.
See you next time. Bye, Rocco.
See ya.
Bye-bye. You're still here? Oh, it's time to go. The book's all finished. See you next time. But never forget.
Biddle, build books best.
Bye.